Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. Today I'm going to recap college basketball, NBA, NHL, spring training, look ahead to everything going on today. Same with soccer. The World Baseball Classic is underway too, and we have more games tonight. We'll look at tee times to make a pick for the Players' Championship. We have a mock bracket, Masked Singer and Survivor, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with college basketball. Big weekend coming up. Big week right now. We'll go over everything from yesterday and look ahead to everything going on today. And we really are in for a fun couple of days here. All right, A-10 first round, Richmond over UMass, 71-38. A-10 first round, St. Joe's over Loyola Chicago, 72-67. ACC first round, Georgia Tech over Florida State, 61-60. WAC first round, Cal Baptist over Abilene Christian, 69-62. A-10 first round, LaSalle over Rhode Island, 73-56. ACC first round, BC over Louisville, 80-62. WAC first round, Grand Canyon over Texas Arlington, 82-77. Metro Atlantic first round, Mount St. Mary's over Canisius, 67-66 in overtime. America East semifinal, UMass Lowell over New Hampshire, 75-64. Southland semifinal, A&M Corpus Christi over McNeese, 80-63. America East semifinal, Vermont over Binghamton, 79-57. Northeast final, Merrimack over Fairleigh Dickinson, 67-66, but Dickinson is in the big dance, though, because Merrimack can't be in it because they're new to Division I. Horizon League final, Northern Kentucky over Cleveland State, 63-61. CAA final, Charleston over UNC Wilmington, 63-58. ACC first round, Virginia Tech over Notre Dame, 67-64. St. Peter's over Fairfield, 70-52 in the Metro Atlantic first round. Big Sky semifinal, Northern Arizona over Montana, 83-71. WCC final, number 9 Gonzaga over number 16 St. Mary's, 77-51. Southland semifinal, Northwestern State over New Orleans, 74-70. WAC first round, Tarleton over Texas Rio Grande, 74-70. Summit League final, Earl Roberts over North Dakota State, 92-58. Big West first round, Bakersfield over Northridge, 51-47. Metro Atlantic first round, Marist over Manhattan, 61-50. Big Sky semifinal, Montana State over Weber State, 60-58 in double overtime. Big West first round, Cal Poly over Long Beach State, 88-68. And WAC first round, Utah Tech over Stephen F. Austin, 80-76 in overtime. All right, 11:30 on USA, A-10 second round, St. Bonaventure, Davidson. I project Davidson 2.5 total, 137 and a 20th. And it is let's see here. Just taking a while to load here. 3.5 and 135.5. I'll take a slide over. 12 o'clock ESPN ACC second round Wake Syracuse. I project Syracuse 1.8 total 148 and 7/10. And it's Wake 3.5 total 153.5. Woo! That's crazy to think that Wake is actually favored. Says a lot about Syracuse. Give me the under. 2 o'clock Mountain West first round, Fresno State, Colorado State. My line's Colorado State 6.7 total 136 and 2/5, and it's 2.5 and 133.5. I'll lay the points of Colorado State. A-10 second round, USA Network, Richmond, Georgia, or George Mason. My line is George Mason 5.3 total 136 and 9/10, and it's 2.5 and 130.5. Over. 2:30 ESPN Georgia Tech Pitt, ACC second round. I have Pitt 7.5 total 142 and a 5th, and it's 7.5 and 139.5. So the over. SWAC quarterfinal, 3 o'clock, Bethune Grambling. My line's Grambling 9.8 total 136 and 7/20. And it's 9.5 and 132.5. Over. Colorado, Washington, Pac-12 first round, Pac-12 network. My line's Washington by 1 total 137 and 4/5, and it's Colorado 2.5, total 136.5. Giving Washington plus 2.5 and plus 118. Fox Sports 1, Butler, St. John's, Big East first round. My line's St. John's 6.3, total 143 and 3/20. And it's 5.5 and 142.5. I will do. That's a tough one. So it's 0.8 and not 0.8, so not quite there yet. So slight lean to St. John's. Air Force UNLV 4:30 Mountain West first round. My line's UNLV 10.7, total 137 and 9/10, and it's 5.5 and 131.5. I'll take the over. 5 o'clock ESPN 2 Southland final Northwestern State and A&M Corpus Christi. Mine's Corpus Christi 1.8, total 149 and the 20th. And it's 2.5 and 145.5. Over. USA A10 second round St. Joe's George Washington. My line's George Washington 2.8, total 149 and the 10th. And it's 1.5 and 152.5. I'll take the under. Cal Wazoo 5:30 Pac-12 Network. Pac-12 first round. My line's Wazoo 13.2 to 131 and a 20th. And it's 13.5 and 126.5. I'll take the over. The Paul Seton Hall Fox Sports 1 Big East first round. My line's Seton Hall 9.7 total 149.10. And oh man, I have to pull up Vegas Insider on this one because it's freaking Seton Hall. So, let's see here. Alrighty, so, Seton Hall by 4.5, total 138.5. I project 9.7 and 49/10. I'm going to lay the points with Seton Hall. South Carolina State and Howard. MEAC quarterfinal, 6 o'clock. My line's Howard by 17, total 152 and 7/20. And it's 7.5 and 154.5. I'll lay the points. 6:30, CUSA first round. UTEP Western Kentucky. My line's Western 4.7, total 139. And it's 2.5 and 132.5. I'll gladly take the over. Big Ten Network, Big Ten first round, Ohio State, Wisconsin. My line's Wisconsin 2.2, total 135 and 3/4. And it's 1.5 for Ohio State's favor, total 130.5. Why is Ohio State favored in this game? They've been fucking terrible all year. And because of name recognition, they are favored in this game. That's ridiculous. Give me the over. They don't have an at-large bid to play for. 7 o'clock, SEC Network, SEC first round, Ole Miss, South Carolina. My line, South Carolina, 2.7, total 137 1/4. And it's Ole Miss 7.5, total 133.5. I actually have Ole Miss 2.7. I read that incorrectly. So, but I do, I don't know. That's a tough one, too. Like a 4.8 and a 4 3/4. So, I'm going to take South Carolina plus the points. I actually do have Ole Miss 2.7. I read that wrong on my spreadsheet here. Next up, Wyoming and New Mexico, Mountain West first round. My line's Mexico by 6, total 146 and 17/20. And it's 8.5 and 147.5. I'll take Wyoming plus the points. MAC quarterfinal, Mount St. Mary's, Iona. My line's Iona 19, total 137 and 1/4. And this one has to go to Vegas Insider too because you can't bet in New Jersey if it's being played in New Jersey. Dumbest freaking rule ever. Iona 13.5, total 139.5. I'll lay the points. ESPNU, Texas Tech, West Virginia, Big 12 first round. My line is West Virginia 1.5, total 145 and a 10th. And it's 3.5 and 145.5. I'll take Texas Tech plus the points. I don't love the pick because I think West Virginia's better. But that's what my numbers say. Maybe West Virginia wins by 2. ESPN 2, ACC second round, BC Carolina. My line's Carolina 8.5 to 142 in the 5th. And it's 11.5 and 137.5. I'm going to take the over. 7:30 Patriot League final, Lafayette Colgate. Mounts Colgate 18 total 137 and 3/5, and it's 13.5 and 132.5. I'm gonna take the over. A10 second round, LaSalle Duquesne on USA Network. My line's Duquesne 6.8 total 144 in the 20th, and it's 6.5 and 146.5. I'll take the under. All right, MEAC quarterfinal, Delaware State, NC Central. My line is Central 14.7 total 138 and 3/5, and it's 11.5 and 133.5. I'll take the over. Fox Sports 1, Big East first round, Georgetown, Villanova. My line's Nova 13.7 total 142 and 17/20, and it's 10.5 and 141.5. I'll lay the point to Villanova. 9 o'clock, SEC Network, SEC first round, LSU, Georgia. Mine's Georgia 1.8, total 139 in the 10th. And it's LSU 3.5, total 141.5. Why is LSU favored? They've been a dog shit show all season, especially in conference play. Give me Georgia plus the points and plus 128. Louisiana Tech, FIU, CUSA first round. My line is Louisiana Tech 1.7, total 145 and a 10th. And it's 1.5 and 141.5. I'll take the over gladly. Big Ten Network, Big Ten first round, Minnesota, Nebraska. Mine's Nebraska 5.8, total 135 and 9/20. And we got 5.5 and 138.5. I'll take the under. Pac-12 first round, Pac-12 Network, Stanford, Utah. Mine's Utah 2.8, total 134 and 19/20. And it's a pick'em and 136.5. I'll take Utah in the pick'em. 9:30 SWAC quarterfinal, Texas Southern, Alcorn State. My line is Alcorn 7.2, total 140 and 13/20. And it's 2.5 and 141.5. I'll lay the points with Alcorn. UTSA Rice, USA first round. Mine's Rice by 8, total 150 and 7/10. And it's 6.5 and 153.5. I'll take the under. St. Peter's Rider MAC quarterfinal. My line's Rider 8.5, total 132 and 3/20. And we have here I can't find this one either, and this is on Vegas Insider. Riders probably favored. If St. Peter's is favored, it's because they're the darlings from the tournament last year, which would be the dumbest thing ever. It's crazy I can't even find this game on here. Amazingly enough. But the app says Riders 6.5. The ESPN app. But I think it's the dumbest rule that you can't bet on games being played in the state of New Jersey, even if it doesn't involve a New Jersey team. Yeah, 6.5 and 126.5. I just found it. So I'll take the over. Oklahoma State. Must win for Oklahoma State on ESPNU. Big 12 first round. I got Oklahoma State 2.8, total 136 in the quarter. And it's a pick'em, but really Oklahoma State by half, total 134.5. I'm going to take Oklahoma State money line, minus 114. Virginia Tech, NC State, 9:30 ESPN2, ACC second round. My line's NC State 0.7, total 145 and 17/20, and it's 2.5 and 145.5. Slight lead Virginia Tech plus the points, but maybe NC State finds a way and they win by 1 or 2 points. Big Sky Final, 11:30 ESPN2, Northern Arizona, Montana State. My line's Montana State, 18.7, total 142 and 3/4. And it's 7.5 and 135.5. I'll lay the 7.5 at Montana State. And last but not least, Pac-12 Network, Pac-12 first round, Oregon State, Arizona State. Mine's Arizona State, 11.5, total 133 and a 20th. Must win for Arizona State. It's 10.5 and 130.5. I'll take the over. Well, that took a while. NBA time. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's slate. There was some interesting NBA results, to say the least, from last night. All right. Bucks over the Magic 134-123. Wizards over the Pistons 119-117. Hornets upset the Knicks 112-105 to end the 9-game winning streak. Sixers over the T-Wolves 117-94. Nets over the Rockets 118-96. Thunder over the Warriors 137-128. Mavs over the Jazz 120-116. And the Lakers over the Grizzlies 112-103. 7 games tonight, 7 o'clock. You have the Hawks and the Wizards. My line is the Wizards 2.5. Total 230 and 7/20. And we got 4 and 236. Why are the Hawks favored? Just why? Like, they should not be favored. Give me the Wizards plus the 4 and plus 146 to win. The Hawks are a hot mess. Blazers Celtics 7:30. My line is the Celtics 12 and 3/4, so 230 and 7/20, and it's 10 and 230.5. Must win for the Boston Celtics. I'm laying the 10. Cavaliers Heat. My line is the Heat by a quarter, total 218 and 320. So that's the lowest total I've had projected in a while. It's Cavs by 2, total 215. I'm going to take the over, believe it or not. I think 215 is very low. ESPN Mavs Pelicans. My line is the Mavs by a quarter, total 227.5. And it's 1.5 and 234. I'll gladly take the under. 9 o'clock Bulls Nuggets. My line's Nuggets 11.5, total 227 and 3/4. And it's 9 and 225.5. I would do the Nuggets minus the points. Thunder Suns. My line's Suns by a whopping 16, total 229 and 13/20. And it's 13.5 and 233.5. I'll take the under. And last but not least, 10 o'clock ESPN Raptors Clippers. I don't think this game should be on ESPN. It should be Thunder Suns because of Durant. The Raptors have been a disappointment this year. Clippers, I project 3 and 3/4, so 225 and a fifth, and it's 2.5 and 230. I'll gladly take the under. All right, now we'll move on to the NHL. We will recap the games from yesterday. I think tonight's the smaller window. Panthers over the Golden Knights 2-1. Canes over the Canadiens 4-3 in a shootout. Leafs over the Devils 4-3. Pens come back from 4-0 down to beat the Blue Jackets 5-4 in OT. Lightning over the Flyers 5-2. Isles over the Sabres 3-2. Flames over the Wild 1-0 in a shootout. Coyotes over the Blues 6-2. Avs over the Sharks 6-0. Kraken over the Ducks 5-2. Only 3 games today, 7:30 on TNT of the Blackhawks and the Red Wings. The most overrated rivalry, arguably, in all sports right now. Both these teams suck. Well, the one sucks, the other really doesn't. But they're not what they used to be back in the day when they were both in the same conference. Red Wings minus 250, Blackhawks plus 202, over under 5.5, overs minus 130, unders plus 106. Blackhawks plus 1.5 is minus 125. Red Wings minus 1.5 is plus 104. I'm going to go with the Red Wings puck line, believe it or not. I think the Red Wings could win this game by multiple goals for sure. Wild Jets. Jets minus 138. Wild plus 115. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Wild plus 1.5 is minus 215. Jets minus 1.5 is plus 176. I love the over in that game, minus 114. That is such a low total for a Winnipeg Jets game. And in 10:30 TNT, Ducks Canucks. This game should not be on TNT either. But these two teams belong on TNT over the Blackhawks, that's for sure. Trevor Zegras is fun. The Canucks still have this decent players despite trading some guys away. Vancouver minus 230, Ducks plus 188, over under 6.5, overs minus 122, unders even money. Ducks plus 1.5 is minus 176, Canucks minus 1.5 is plus 105. I'm going to go with Anaheim to win it on the road, plus 188, almost a 2-1 dog. I like the Ducks. All right, now I'll move on to Major League Baseball spring training. We'll go over results from yesterday and look ahead to what we got today coming up. Orioles lose against the Twins 7-6. Pirates over the Blue Jays 7-2. Tigers over the Cardinals 16-3. Rays over the Phils 7-3. Nats over the Marlins 5-3. Cubs over the Rangers 9-6. White Sox over the Brewers 5-2. Reds over the Giants 7-3. A's over the D-backs 9-3. Angels over the Padres 5-4. Red Sox over the Braves 10-2. I almost combined those two teams. Mets Astros 5-5 tie. All right, today we got 1 o'clock Cardinals, Yankees, Pirates, Orioles, Nats, Tigers, Twins, Blue Jays, 3 o'clock Rockies, Angels, Rangers, D-backs, Reds, Padres, and 8 o'clock White Sox, Royals, and Mariners, Dodgers. All right, now we'll move on to soccer. We'll go over all the soccer from yesterday and look ahead to what we got today. Or sorry, the UEFA. Benfica over Club Brugge 5-1, and they advanced 7-1 on aggregate. Chelsea over Dortmund 2-0. Chelsea advanced 2-1 on aggregate. All right, 2 today, 3 o'clock Bayern and PSG. So this is going to be an interesting one. So Bayern's minus 150, PSG's plus 320, draws plus 370. I'm going to go over 3.5 goals at minus 102. And then Tottenham and AC Milan. Tottenham's minus 130, AC Milan's plus 370, draw plus 270. I'm going to go over 2.5 goals at plus 110. And by the way, Bayern lead 1-0 on aggregate. Tottenham down 1-0 on aggregate as AC Milan's up 1-0. All right, English Women's Super League. 2:15 Arsenal and Liverpool. I don't think that we have the women's odds up. We'll see. That'll be pretty cool if we did, and we don't. And then we have Chelsea and Brighton and Hove for the women's. The CONCACAF, 3 games yesterday. Violet over Austin 3-0. That was a monster upset. Elaine's FC and the Union 0-0 draw, and Tigres and Orlando FC 0-0 draw. 3 of them today. First legs, Toro FC and Leon. Just gonna try to get the odds up very quickly. Leon is minus 210. Toro FC is plus 460. The draw is plus 320. Lyon is just the better team. I like under 2.5 goals at minus 106, actually. 8 o'clock. Olympia and Atlas. Atlas plus 125. Olympia plus 195. Draw plus 220. I'm going to go over 2.5 goals at even money. And at 10 o'clock, Vancouver and Real Espana. Vancouver's minus 340. Real Espana 7-1. Draw plus 420. The MLS teams haven't been doing so hot so far. 2 draws and a loss. In Austin, that was just a god-awful defeat in that game. But I'm going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 126 for that one. All right, just going to do a quick check, see if anything else needs to be discussed. No English Premier League till Saturday. We already did UEFA. No MLS regular games until Saturday. A lot of the stuff comes back Friday, like German and La Liga, Mexican Liga, Serie A, and the French League. So everything really comes back on Friday. All right, World Baseball Classic. We had a game last night. We'll go over the results of it, and we look ahead to the 3 matches we have for you today. We actually did have one earlier today, too. Netherlands over Cuba 4-2 in the opener. Pool A, Panama over Chinese Taipei 12-5 earlier today. 2 games tonight. 10 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, Australia and Korea. Pool B. We're going to check and see if the games are posted. We have the money lines. Korea minus 650, Australia is plus 440. I know DraftKings had the games with the totals, which is good. Oh, there it is. Let's see. So here South Korea's minus 520, Australia plus 410, over under 8. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Australia plus 1/2 is plus 195. South Korea minus 1/2 is minus 230. I like the over. And then 11 o'clock tonight, Fox Sports 2, Pool A, Panama and the Netherlands. Netherlands minus 195, Panama plus 165, over under 8.5, minus 110 each way. Panama plus 1/2 is minus 120. Netherlands minus 1/2 is even money. I'm going to go with the under in that game. And then 2 games tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., China, Japan, Pool B. We just have the total up for that game. And then Italy and Cuba. I think that Japan will win, and I think Cuba bounces back and wins. All right, now we'll move on to PGA. We'll go over the tee times and give out a pick for the Players' Championship. So, because of time, I'm just going to go through notable tee times. 6:50, Davis Thompson, Robbie Shelton, Danny Willett, Brandon Woods. 7:01, Matthew Neesmith, Hayden Buckley, Adam Long. 7:12, Doug Gibb, Callum Tarrant, Kristen Ziedenhout, Tommy Fleetwood, Taylor Pendrith. 7:23, Keith Mitchell, Webb Simpson, Brendan Todd, Tyrell Hatton. 7:34, Corey Connors, Kevin Kisner, Patrick Cantlay. 7:45, Colin Morikawa. I missed Tony Finau. 7:34. How did I miss that? Trey Mullinax, Tyler Duncan, Ricky Fowler, Adam Scott, Cam Davis. 7:56, John Rahm, Joel Dahman, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Robert Streb, J.J. Spahns. 8:07 with Chad Ramey, Justin Rose, Brett Horschel, Luke List, Hideki Matsuyama. 8:18, Nicholas Echeverria, Sanjay Im, Brian Harmon, Ryan Henley, Harry English, Mackenzie Hughes. 8:29, Russell Fox, Matt Wallace, Mark Hubbard, Jonathan Vegas, Emiliano Grillo, Peter Malnati. 8:40, Grayson Sieg, Patrick Rogers, Nate Lashley, Tony Merritt, Adam Hadwin, Kelly Craft. 8:51, Eric Cole, Harrison Endicott, Alex Badley, Ben Martin, Dylan Lingworth. 11:50, Taylor Alexander, Kevin Tway, Russell Knox, Jason Hadley. That actually might be Tyson Alexander. 12:01, Doc Redman, Kremer Hickok, Lucas Hodges, Will Gordon, Adam Putnam, Maverick McNeely. 12:12, Stefan Yeager, Justin Lauer, Adam Schenk, Ben Griffin, Bayo Hostler, Matthias Schwab. 12:23, Grayson Higo, Lucas Herbert, Aaron Weiss, Seb Straka, Stuart Sink, Jason Day. 12:34, Taylor Hogue, Victor Hovland, Shane Lowry, Chesapeake, Francesco Molinari, Matt Fitzpatrick. 12:45, Xander Schauffele, JT Potson, Kurt Katayama, Will Zalatoris, Lucas Glover, Matt Kuchar. 12:56, Max Homa, Justin Thomas, Martin Laird, Gary Woodland, Jordan Spieth, Ken Gooley. 107, Robert Brem, Sam Burns, Sahith Thiglia, Cam Young, Reiner Moore, Scott Stallings. 118, Pat Gazier, Seamus Power, Alex Smalley, Ryan Palmer, Keegan Bradley. 129, Davis Riley, Taylor Moore, Wyndham Clark, Sam Ryder, Dylan Fratelli. 140, Max McGreevy, Thomas Dietrich, Nate Watney, Alex Lorenz, Sam Piercy, James Hahn. 151, Justin Sue, Aaron Wright, Andrew Novak, Joseph Bramlett, and Eric Barnes. All right, so a pick to win the Players' Championship. Put a lot of consideration into this one. This is a player that I think has a good number. I don't think I've picked this golfer yet this season. He's 28-1, and I almost missed him going through the chart. I'm going to go with Tony Finau at 28-1 to win the Players' Championship. All right, now I'm going to do my mock bracket. You know the drill. I do all the seedings and project where everybody's seated. My number 1 overall seed, the Houston Cougars. My number 2 overall seed, and in the West region, the UCLA Bruins. By the way, I have Houston in the South. My number 3 overall seed in the Midwest region, as its lead 1 seed, the Kansas Jayhawks. And my number 4 overall seed, the 1 seed in the East, the Alabama Crimson Tide. As much as I don't think they, from a karma standpoint, I just hope they don't get a 1 seed. The 2 seeds in the Midwest, I have Purdue. The South, I have Texas. The East, Marquette. The West, Kansas. 3 seeds, Midwest, UConn. South, Virginia. East, Baylor. West, Gonzaga. 4 seeds, East, Arizona. South, Indiana. West, San Diego State. Midwest, Xavier. 5 seeds, East, Miami. West, TCU. South, Creighton. Midwest, Iowa. 6 seeds, West, Tennessee. Midwest, St. Mary's. East, Michigan. South, Illinois. 7 seeds, East, Duke. West, Maryland. Midwest, Iowa State. South, Texas A&M. 8 seeds, West, Northwestern. South, Missouri. East, Boise State. Midwest, Kentucky. 9 seeds, West, FAU. East, Providence. South, Pitt. Midwest, USC. 10 seeds, East, West Virginia. West, NC State. Midwest, Memphis. South, Rutgers. I don't like projecting Rutgers as a 10th seed, but like some of these teams that have weak resumes, and depending on like matchups, they have seeds. 11 seeds in the East, Auburn. The South, Arkansas. The West, play-in game, Utah State, Penn State from Dayton. Midwest, play-in game, Mississippi State and Wisconsin. But maybe tomorrow some of this is shuffled around. All right, my 12 seeds. Midwest, Oral Roberts. East, Charleston. South, VCU. West, Toledo. 13 seeds. West, Louisiana. South, Drake. East, Iona. Midwest, Furman. 14 seeds. South, Asheville, as in UNC Asheville. West, UC Santa Barbara. East, Princeton. Midwest, Utah Valley. 15 seeds. South, Kennesaw State. East, Colgate. Midwest, Montana State. West, Vermont. 16 seeds. Midwest, A&M Corpus Christi. West, Northern Kentucky. Play-in East, Southeast Missouri State, Grambling. Play-in South, NC Central, Fairleigh Dickinson. So some things I noticed while doing this, I have a possible projected second round matchup between Kansas and Kentucky. That would be pretty neat. I have a possible second round between Baylor and Michigan State. A possible second round game, Indiana and Creighton. A possible game between UCLA and Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. Indiana and Houston, and possibly in the Sweet 16. That would be Calvin Sampson against his old team. Round of 32 possibility with Texas and Texas A&M. That would be pretty neat. Former conference rivals. A first round game between West Virginia and Duke. That would be Bob Huggins against John Shire. I think that would have been a little bit more fun if Coach K was involved there. Then it would have been Coach K against Bob Huggins. Maybe that should have been last year's if a possible matchup last year if those two teams met up. I would have, in theory, Providence, Alabama in the second round, possibly. Iona, Arizona. So Rick Pitino against Arizona would be interesting. Oral Roberts would play Iowa. Charleston would play Miami. VCU, Creighton in the first round. Toledo would play TCU. So sometimes I like matching up, like Princeton, Baylor. I remember Baylor lost to Yale one year in a 5-12. So some of these come out pretty fun. And then Colgate, who's my favorite, like, kind of sneaky, could be this year's St. Peter's type of team, would play Marquette in the first round. So those are some notable matchups that would possibly come into fruition. All right, reality TV deep fine. We'll start with The Masked Singer. It was an interesting episode last week. We're going to see a whole new set of characters. Last week we saw New York Night. It was Medusa, Polar Bear, and the California Roll. Medusa went first. She sang New York, New York by Frank Sinatra. Polar Bear performed Rapture by Blondie. California Roll performed Paparazzi by Lady Gaga. Polar Bear went home. I thought it was Ja Rule. Jenny thought Flavor Flav. LL Cool J was Robin's guest. Nicole guessed Grandmaster Flash. Ken said P. Diddy. Bad guess. And who was it? Grandmaster Flash. Nicole was correct. Battle Royale was Medusa and California Roll. The song was Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. Medusa went first. Cali Roll went second. And the Cali Roll pulls off the upset, which is insane. Medusa was way better. And then Medusa's about to get unmasked. My guess for Medusa right now is Fergie. Ken said Susan Boyle. Jenny said Halsey. Robin said Kesha. Nicole said Lord. But before Medusa can even take off her mask, Nicole ran over and rang the bell. So Medusa's safe and she'll be in the second chance group, which I think, barring another amazing singer, like somebody that's as good as The Sun was a few seasons ago, I think she's cruising to the final and probably winning the competition. That's how good Medusa is. The theme of this week's episode, I forgot what it was. I want to say, it's like it's something weird, the theme, and there's obviously new characters. involved as well. So we'll recap it all on tomorrow's show. All right, Survivor. It's going to be an interesting week this week. Obviously, 2 contestants went home last episode. One of them due to injury, and the other was voted off in tribal council. Bruce of the Tika tribe was the one who injured himself in the reward challenge. And obviously it was pulled from the game. It was really sad. And then in tribal council last week, the Radu tribe went, and the person voted out was Maddie, courtesy of Brandon playing his idol and Jamie and Matthew playing their shots in the dark. And 2 votes for Brandon were from Maddie and oh my god, I'm blanking on the other kid's name. Not Chase, but it's something like that. They voted for Brandon, and then the votes didn't count, but the only vote that counted was Brandon's vote for Maddie, so therefore Maddie went home from the Radu tribe. Alright, so superlatives from last week. Best move of the episode, I'd say Brandon using his idol, or else he would have went home, so that was obviously the best move. The worst move of the episode was, I have 2 down. Lauren lying to her tribe about the advantage, and saying that she lost her vote, or Jamie playing her shot in the dark. Because Jamie was safe. I don't think Jamie should have played her shot in the dark. That was a terrible move from Jamie. My favorite episode moment was Claire telling Matt of Ratu about Soka Matt showing that her tribe's no vote paper, and meanwhile Lauren did not do that with the Radu tribe, and that's why I have Lauren lying as the worst move. So that's what leads to my favorite moment, which is Claire telling Matt of Ratu about Matt of Soka showing the no vote thing. Worst moment of the episode, obviously Bruce obviously hitting his head and leaving the competition. That's just a sad way for somebody to be pulled from Survivor, and I'm glad that he ended up being okay in the end. My early call for the winner of the game, I'm going to say Sarah, because of the advantage she got in the trip with the other 2, with Lauren and with Matt from Soka. And I could see a world where she keeps like that part of it a secret to the end. So I'm going to go with Sarah from the Tika tribe as my pick to win. Next to go, also someone from the Tika tribe. I hate Carolyn. I think she is a snot nose. I think she's full of drama. And you could just see like her attitude biting her in the ass. So I'm going to say Carolyn is the next one voted off, which would be tonight. All right, news and notes for today. We're going to try to get this done very quickly. The biggest news of yesterday is that Lamar Jackson got the non-exclusive franchise tag, which means that somebody can offer Lamar something. Ravens have a right to match, or that team has to give up 2 first-round picks to get him. So that was a major deal. And we'll see if anybody makes Lamar an offer. There's so many teams that are not pursuing Lamar, including Atlanta, Raiders, Dolphins, Commanders, and Panthers. But Adam Schefter made a good point on Get Up this morning. This is lying season. Are we sure everybody's telling the truth? So that's the argument for all the or some of those teams not really being out. Because weren't the Browns out on Deshaun Watson? And look what happened. So there's a really good example, except also in the form of a trade, because you would have to give up the 2 picks in this scenario. So we'll see what happens. The Jets flew out to meet Aaron Rodgers in person yesterday. We'll see how that goes. And see what the Jets would have to give up in theory in a trade for Aaron Rodgers. And the ball is now in Rodgers' court after Jets leadership landed back home early this morning. And the other big story, this is arguably the third biggest story behind Lamar, behind Aaron Rodgers. And the second biggest story in their own freaking city. The Giants extend Daniel Jones 4 years, $160 million. I think it's an overpay. I think that Jones is slightly overpaid, but not massively overpaid, because it's only $5 million more than what Derek Carr got. And I thought that Jones should have gotten the exact contract Derek Carr got. I mean, $10 million overpaid is one thing, but only 5, that's not the worst thing in the world. It's better to overpay Daniel Jones than lose him for nothing and have to start Tyrod Taylor at quarterback and go 4-13 and have like a 3rd overall pick and take a chance on a quarterback that might not even work out. So that's not the worst contract in the world. That's the going rate for quarterbacks these days. And this was after reported that it was 50-50 in the morning. And then with Jones getting the deal, Saquon Barkley gets the $10.1 million franchise tag. And that is really a good thing, because I thought the Giants had to keep both players and then figure out the Saquon part later. And good on them for keeping both guys and not losing one, if not both of them, for nothing. Darius Slayton defends Daniel Jones after a Bears cornerback calls Jones trash. Well, that Bears cornerback shouldn't be talking. His team tanked the whole season to get the number 1 overall pick. And there's people out there saying that they should take Bryce Young and trade Justin Fields because Bryce Young's going to be better than Justin Fields and yada yada. So that Bears player shouldn't be talking. Like, mind your business. The Chiefs expect to re-sign Kadarius Toney. I mean, with Toney returning as the WR1, they expect to re-sign, it looks like, Valdez-Scantling and Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, those guys really helped them to a championship this season with Toney as well. The Rams are unsure about a Ramsey trade, as the Rams will likely want a 1st or 2nd round pick and more. They might have to release him because Jalen Ramsey is overpaid. He's still very good, but he's not the best corner in the league anymore. The Dolphins to cut Byron Jones, that's not a surprise. Sauce Gardner made a tweet to Aaron Rodgers if he joins the Jets. Pete Carroll says the Seahawks could still draft a quarterback at number 5 overall after extending Geno Smith. Nelson Cruz says that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. could return for Dominican Republic after pool stage, only allowed if another player gets injured. The Lakers retire Pau Gasol's jersey last night as his number 16 gets retired next to Kobe's number 24. And LeBron got a custom chain listing his accomplishments after breaking the NBA scoring record, which is pretty awesome. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. There was a couple that I liked, but nothing really jumped onto the page. So yesterday was a winner. I'm 2-0 on the week. We're due for a hot streak here after a very bad February for best bet. So my best bet for today, I am going to go. Part of me wants to go with the under in the Suns Thunder game because of the injuries. But both those teams really scored the basketball a lot. The Wizards getting points at home against Atlanta. But the Wizards have let me down a couple times as a home dog recently. So I really don't want to touch that. So I decided to go with a team in hockey that's playing well. I gave out their puck line earlier on the show, and I just think that they could beat their former Western Conference rivals at home by multiple goals. I'm going to lay a half unit on the Detroit Red Wings, -1.5 at +104. We'll lay a half unit on it against the Blackhawks for my best bet of the day. All right, so that's it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. Look ahead to everything tomorrow as well. Have a good one, everyone.